Hi folks, today I have for us a video from Long Island Audits where he goes with a gentleman to file a permit at the wrong location. But not only that, LIA takes it upon himself to criticize the duties of a police officer and why he's there. But before we start today's video, as always, a big thank you to all of my current and new channel members and subscribers. Without your guys' continuous ongoing support, I couldn't keep the channel going, so I want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the page, leave a like and a comment because it really helps me with the algorithm. And if you can, please consider becoming a member. With all that being said, let's enjoy today's video.
My first ever audit. At least they're better than Ryder. They don't close out the entire police department. Pistol license room 101.
Good morning, sir. How are you today? I'm here to submit a completed semi-automatic rifle permit application.
That's not our application.
So New York State law says that you have to accept.
Application. Do you have a regular pistol license with us?
No, I emailed this department and I was told it's a completely separate application, and under New York State law you have to accept this.
No, not taking it. We don't have that. I have no paperwork like that.
This is what gets submitted to New York State.
Give you our application. If you already have a permit with us, then you don't need that.
I don't need to apply for a pistol permit in order. No, I do not.
Okay, I can give you an application. Do you want an application or no? Otherwise, I got to take the.
I don't want an applicant questionnaire. I want you to take this complete. I want you to take this.
Question.
Sure, you can give me one.
I'll give you an application.
Yes, the gentleman in black is partially correct. According to New York Penal Code 400 Section 4B, it does state that all license officers must accept applications for firearm permits and licenses within their offices unless expressly written upon them saying where they can't. Or in this case, where he's being told verbally that they cannot process an application for a semi-automatic rifle since they can only process applications for pistols. Now, if he was to take his application to a licensed gun dealer or gunsmith who can actually process his application, they could do that for him.
Wow, this is how they treat members of the public. What's his name?
Do our application, then it automatically gets added to your license.
And what is your?
You don't have a separate application for that.
Okay.
All right.
What is your name and shield, please?
Officer Cascone, 5845.
Thank you.
Next.
But doesn't he have to legally take this?
He does. Yes.
So show him the statute.
Next.
He's a law enforcement officer. He's just going to show you the statute, Sergeant.
I'm taking one of his next.
He's just gonna show you the statute.
Accepted for processing by the licensing officer at the time of presentment.
Well, he's fairly intelligent. He's full of shit.
Well, it seems to be we have another Poster 7 moment here, because he's leaving off part of the law that he's trying to read. Just like with Poster 7, where they cut off, where they say they need the express written permission from the postmaster or installation head. He has been told that they cannot process his application for a semi-automatic rifle. He would need to go somewhere else that can do it. They can only process permits and licenses for pistols. If he cannot understand that, maybe he should not own a firearm at this point.
Showing you a law, the statute, when it comes to pistol permits.
I'm done with you guys.
But
Have a good day.
I already just showed you the law.
Have a good day.
Sir, he's just trying to show you the statute.
I told you. Have a good day.
You're a law enforcement officer. Shouldn't you want to see the statute?
Terrible service.
Can you show you the
Just
statute?
gonna fill that out.
Can we speak to your supervisor?
Terrible communication skills.
Are you a supervisor, sir?
No, but you guys are supposed to wait out in the doorway until you're called in, okay?
Well, we were called in. We were called
You were
in.
called in, but you guys weren't, correct?
I'm with him. I'm with him.
But you're not conducting any transactions today, right?
Right, so I'm just documenting his
You can
experience
document from
because
right
he
here.
has.
That's totally fine. You can document
This is a
from right
public
here.
area,
It's a
sir.
safety issue. This is
not
not
a
a public
safety
area.
issue.
You're outside of command, and you just stand outside
It's
here.
not a safety issue. Stop, sir.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm going to ask you one more time politely to
It
please
is.
move out of the doorway.
It is not a
Sir, I'm
safety
gonna ask you
issue.
one more time.
It is not a
Very
safety
politely.
issue, sir.
Okay.
It is not a
Give me
safety
1
issue.
second, okay?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Thank you.
His rights are being violated. His Second Amendment right.
This is such a crock of shit.
not. A high license. It's that fucking easy.
Did that lady just curse at us?
Yes.
That's public servants for you. Where's the statute? It's the law. I don't understand why he wouldn't want to see the law.
Dude, I'm sorry. Well, he has terrible communication skills. That's the issue.
No, I know, but he's also a fucking cop.
So? Shouldn't they have better communication skills instead of getting angry?
No, I would just, give someone else an officer at the time of
Not cops, because they can't handle it? I mean, they should be trained better. They should have better communication skills.
Dude, I'm talking to him, not you.
I really don't think the communication skills here are the issue. I think it's the comprehension skills of these two idiots. Yes, the gentleman who spoke to them first did have a little bit of gruff demeanor to him, but he was still polite and courteous to them when he explained that they cannot accept a rifle application here. They can only accept pistol permit applications, and that they would be more than happy to give him one if he needed it. Did the woman need to swear? No, but that's her First Amendment right. But the other gentleman who spoke to them was speaking politely and was trying to help them, but yet they're blocking the way from everyone else from exercising their rights to have a firearm and use their Second Amendment.
Oh, but I heard you.
Hey, Paul, I would just try and see if you could speak to a supervisor about it, because,
Say he was coming back out, or?
I mean, he's just trying to intimidate, but I would speak to a supervisor about what you're,
Yeah, let me know we're going to speak to.
You shouldn't be treated that way. You're just trying to, you're trying to get your rights, just like everybody in this line is trying to do the same thing, right? It's our Second Amendment right. I don't understand why he would treat you that way and not accept your documents.
I was looking to speak to somebody from IAB.
Right, yeah, give me your phone number.
Is there not somebody that can come down? 'Cause every time I call, they don't answer me to get an update on a complaint that I've already submitted.
So IAB's actually not here. They're located in Hot Dogs. I'll give you a phone number. One second.
Could you also give me the address in Hot Dog, please?
Sure.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay, here is the phone number. You can just call to make an appointment with them.
All right, thank you.
All right, no problem.
Try and get some clarification here.
Man, this is nothing.
I'm in one of them.
He's filing lawsuits about it.
And McGregor.
Look, he slammed the door.
If you look at the plaintiff list on police on that lawsuit, McGregor at all.
So they
Look at a bunch of tyrants.
Okay.
Hang on, just give me 1 second.
Thank you, sir.
I'll start over for a second. Is there something that you need help with?
Yes.
Yes, sir. So I have reached out to the Pistol Licensing Bureau for a semi-automatic rifle license. Now, there wasn't anything on the PLB's website, so I reached out by email. I was told, hey, it's the same paperwork. But so I tried to submit, as per 400.00 subdivision 3.
Okay, I don't do law books right now.
Okay,
so
well, I just-
this right here is not our paperwork. This is not what we require.
Right, but here, I just...
This is what we require.
I understand, but that's not part
Isn't that a
of
questionnaire?
the penal code, right? So right here, 400.00 subdivision 5 and 3.
This is not our required paperwork.
Well, then this is not required according to New York State law. I mean, I understand that it's something
I
that's
suppose you can take that up with New York State, but this is what we require to start your pistol license process.
So, no, I mean...
This officer's correct. If you don't like the paperwork, reach out to your local government and see if you can change it. Write your senator, your congressman, call the governor's office, do what you got to do. But the paperwork exists for a reason. It's to screen to make sure those who are not allowed to have firearms can't get their hands on them. Maybe it's to protect those who are not of sound mind so they don't harm themselves or others. Maybe it's to make sure convicted felons like LIA and other frauditors can't get firearms where they can put people's lives in danger.
I want to be respectful. I want to have a conversation.
I don't
I'm not saying
take
that.
you as disrespectful.
Yeah, but so my issue is this has to be accepted, right? I have the statute right in front of me at time of presentment. Now, right here. Processing and licensing applications for licenses shall be accepted for processing by the licensing officer at the time of presentment. I mean, that's a New York State application.
He's presenting them to you, sir.
Come here.
Shut your stupid ass up.
Completed. I have the $10 money.
Are you alright? You're shaking.
I'm a little nervous. So.
Okay, no reason to be nervous. So,
I mean, when you get
I know
treated
that's-
that way, sir,
excuse
people are
me,
going to be
one second.
nervous.
I'll be happy to talk.
I'm
to
just
you
explaining why he's nervous.
And I'm trying to explain to you that for safety reasons and for every bit of our training, we usually direct our conversation to one person at a time. The reason for that is so that I can be engaged with the person that I'm with. He clearly has a lot of questions. I'm totally okay with you videoing us. That's okay. We have a procedure here that we only have the people that we're having direct interaction with in here. The exception to that rule is if we're doing a person-to-person transfer, which we can do here if it's parent to child or spouse.
I understand that, sir, but there's a way of treating people. That's
excuse me,
one
sir.
of the clerks cursed at us.
I'm talking. I was almost there. So
Great.
as soon as I'm done with that, then you can finish.
That's
okay?
fine, sir, but I'm telling you that one of your
you're not
clerks
telling
was.
me anything
I
in
am.
my
I'm
command.
telling you that they're.
You're not telling me
Sir,
anything.
you're behind a desk for a reason.
Okay.
Let's be real, right? Let's be honest with each other. You're behind this desk for a reason, right? You're here because you weren't good out in the field. You were a danger to society. That's how these things work. So be real with yourself. Be real with yourself, sir.
Shenanigans.
Na 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 na.
Shenanigans.
Na 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 na.
And we're calling shenanigans here. Because, Sean, you don't know this officer. You don't know anything about him, but yet you're basing all of this off of what? The 2 interactions you had with Sergeant Fahey from the Connecticut State Patrol's Pistol Permit Office, where you had 2 incidents with him where, one, you rudely told him to get back to work after he told you he could not help you file a complaint because you had to go to IA, and the last one where you would refuse to get out of the doorway because you didn't have an appointment to come in there, and you weren't there for any other real business other than to harass him. You filed complaints with IA, and they turned them down, saying that there was no signs of wrongdoing on Sergeant Fahey's part, to the point where you had to e-beg for $100,000 to get a truck that you almost got towed. And yet you want to criticize him. Maybe we should stop listening to the convicted felon and listen to somebody who actually knows what he's doing.
The way you've treated me and the way that your partner is treated and the way your partner treated me and the way that woman cursed at us and said it's that effing simple.
That smell. Do you smell that? It smells like a bitch. Oh, yeah.
All I did was ask you.
You're a public servant, sir. I'm a taxpayer of
said that
Suffolk
you
County.
could sit
I didn't treat anybody with disrespect. I'm still not treating you with disrespect, but we were treated with
When I
disrespect.
told you to come outside to the doorway and you told me no.
Right, because
Right?
you
got that?
because you don't have
right?
of
That
course.
You took a direct order from a police officer to step outside
Sir,
the doorway.
I don't take
and you
orders
said
from
no.
police officers, sir.
Why not?
Because you have no law. You have no authority over me. I'm not breaking the law, sir.
You are when you're
I'm
inside
not.
a police
What law is it, sir?
command.
What law is it?
You're inside of a police command.
What law is it, sir?
It would be trespassing because I'm telling you to leave and you're not doing it.
It's not trespassing, sir. I'm licensed
That's
and privileged
fine.
to be here.
Couple of things. One, it would be trespassing because at that point you are loitering and blocking the doorway from them to conduct business with other people. And secondly, you're licensed to be there. Are you also a state certified agent? Like a certain individual from Florida?
Okay.
You should know who I am, so you should know that it's never worked out. I don't know why you're doing this because it's never worked out for you guys before, and
Because you interrupted me when this patron was
telling you.
asking a question.
Right,
So
I'm
if you
here to
like, I can
support
finish
him.
with him.
I'm here to support him.
That's
sir.
fine.
He asked me to be here,
That's
sir.
fine. Support and silence would probably go a lot further with him.
No,
Boom. Roasted.
sir, because you kicked us out, and he's trying to show you a
Didn't
law,
kick you
sir.
out. And again, review your tape. I said you could be here. You needed to be outside here.
Okay.
Every person who's standing
Can you
behind
review the
who's
law?
been here before knows that it's only the person at
So
the window that's
do you
here.
accept the
No one
treatment?
else can be inside
Do you
here.
condone the treatment of the people in your command, as you say?
What is the treatment?
Cursing, yelling.
I didn't hear any of that. So
Okay,
I'm
sure.
I don't know what you're
Sir,
speaking.
let's just just show him the law. He's a law enforcement officer. This is his command. Just show him the law.
You want him to hold it? Or?
Yeah, no, please, if you.
That's fine.
Yeah. A couple of pages there, but the one we're referencing right now is right there.
Okay. Well, I mean, we don't really have anything else. All right. If anything, can I run over?
Why doesn't the state police have a questionnaire?
Well, it's not part of the statute, right? So it says anything.
So that's specific to Suffolk County, that they just make you do a questionnaire?
Yeah, whoever the next person is with business, you're welcome to step up. Your window over there.
So that questionnaire is not permitted by law?
So,
It says no other.
so here's the best way I'm going to answer this, and I can keep going with this all day. By no means am I saying that this is correct or incorrect. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
first and foremost, because this is a Xerox copy that came off of what looks like a cell phone or a computer. I don't know its origin.
I screenshot it. May I pull up on my phone for you?
Hold on one second.
Oh, sure.
All right. This is not something that I abide by. All right. Because it's not coming through my chain of command from my department. When they do give this to me and say that this is how this is our procedure, this is the model that we're gonna follow, then I will to the letter follow that. For now, in the most simplest way that I can answer, the procedure that I have to follow that is given to me through my chain of command, through the Suffolk County Police Department, from our chief licensing officer, which would be the police commissioner ultimately, okay, and then comes down to my command, to my lieutenant, to my sergeant, and then disseminated down to us to follow the rules. This is the only one that we're allowed to accept. Until I hear otherwise, I'm not allowed to accept that. That is the simplest answer that I can give you. I'm not allowed to change the rules because I'm forbade to. All right.
I mean, he's explained it so simply and politely to these guys. I don't understand why they don't understand that there's certain things that they can't accept here. I mean, that's like going to them and expecting them to mail out letters to family for you because, well, they're public servants. No. He can only process pistol applications. He can't process an application for a semi-automatic rifle. Now, if he gets the word from his bosses up above him and say, hey, you guys can start processing these, great, go for it. But it sounds like my man here got some bad info from a website that probably hasn't been updated yet. And he could just go to his gun dealer, go to his gunsmith, and get them to process the application for him.
I'm not allowed to.
Can I pull it up directly on New York State's website
You
for you?
can, but again, in case you didn't understand that, we have to follow things. We have to follow rules, rank, and file. So I am, and I'm sure you're going to love to hear this. I am the bottom. Okay, I follow orders from the top. The top tells me this is what I receive.
I got you.
I do this, I start your process, and I'm very happy to accept this from you today. All right? I can even give you some detailed direction on things like how you put your references, any prior arrests. I can tell you what's a deal killer, what's not. This stuff appears at face value to be very informative. Seems like a lot of things going on in here, all right? And a lot of these things we touch on, but the bottom line is that the procedure from my department is to answer on this. This is what you can show me all you want, but again, I am not the commanding officer. I am not the executive officer.
Is there a commanding officer I can speak to?
There is not. There'll be somebody back here.
What's your position here, sir?
So I'm a police officer. My name is Officer Westenhoff. My shield is 2218.
Do you see, officer, how it comes off as that's dangerous, that what you just said, that you just follow orders from command? He's showing you a law and you're saying, I don't follow the law, I follow orders from my chain of command or else I'll get in trouble. He's showing you a law from an official.gov website and you're saying, I only follow orders. That's scary as members of the public.
I follow orders because that's what's kept me safe and alive, and all the people around me safe and alive since 2005.
So would you follow any order?
Would I follow any order?
Any
from my
order.
chain of command, if I found it to be reasonable.
How about like they move over there and so that other people can do their business? Like can you move like
Are you the person that used profanity, ma'am? Are you there was somebody that used profanity? I'd just like to speak to a supervisor regarding that disrespect.
Oh, but baby.
Someone used profanity, ma'am. It's on video.
today?
Yeah, today.
Oh, I just got here.
Okay. There was a woman working on that counter before you, and she used the F word in front of towards a member of the public. And as a taxpayer of Suffolk County, I think that's unacceptable to be treated that way. Okay.
I don't use profanity on a day-to-day basis at all.
We got them out this far. They were on the other side.
No, I just wanted to like move this.
Whoever's next.
I'm all the way to the side.
Sure. Would it be all right if we just stepped over here? You can keep the camera
sure.
face that
No
way if
problem.
you like. So I want to go back to just what you said for 1 second because I don't want you to think I ignored your question. As long as I believe it to be right and reasonable and in the course of my duty, the answer is yes, I would follow any order that I was given.
So that, but he's showing you that this order that you're given is in violation of the law, sir. That's all. Again, we started off on the wrong foot, but I'm not.
And all I'm saying,
you can ask
response to
around
that,
here.
I hope you understand that. I am not the person to overturn or change that. I'm
Right.
not the guy. There's certainly people here. You can ask the people at the window. They will direct you there. Anybody you want.
Who is in charge of pistol records?
So
Pistol permits?
Well, it's a chain of command. It
Right.
could be Sergeant
But
Bowen.
there's somebody that's in charge of
Yeah,
the
we have a
type of
sergeant. We have Sergeant Bowen. We have above him
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Pomerowski. And then there's a chain of command that goes upstairs.
Right.
After that, inspectors.
But the lieutenant would be directly in charge.
Yeah, he's
But is there somebody that runs? Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to know. And
I'm sorry it took me so long to find it.
It's okay.
But 4B, New York Senate.gov, processing. It's the same as with paperwork, but processing license applications for licenses shall be accepted for processing by the licensing officer at the time of presentment. So I'm here to present it. It's completed. I have the payment.
And just like with poster 7, they're cutting off the exception part.
The required photographs, 2x2.
Again, this is what I'm required to take.
Right, but Officer Westerhoff, I mean, you had said to me, right, that if I had showed you something that didn't look like it was, screenshotted on paper, which I'm pulling it up on their states.
But that's not been authorized by my chain of command. I have to follow this.
So
do you understand that?
I do. I understand that, but I mean, they're not
because-
authorizing you to follow the law. That's what's upsetting
Only
me.
because I'm answering your question, and then you're following it up with another question. I'm going to give you the same answer again. I can't change this.
Sure, I
I have
understand
no
that.
authority to change anything like that. None. And the people you would need to talk to wiggle that around, to move that, they're not available right now. Not because they're in another room, not because they're tasked somewhere else. They're not in today. Now, you're welcome to come back next week when they are here. If you're not satisfied with that, the window over here at Public Information, I'd be happy to direct you to any other person of authority, supervisory level, whatever you'd like, in this building, come down and speak with you. I can give you phone numbers.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Do you have a card?
I don't get business cards, but I'll be happy to write down contact telephone number.
Right. Sure.
You can call and ask whatever questions you like, or you can schedule an appointment and perhaps maybe even have a meeting where you can get more thorough information.
You've made it clear that you're going to follow the orders, not the law that you're looking at. That's fine. We want to, like you said,
Again,
we want to take it up with the people
Again,
that are
as a
giving you
police
these
officer,
orders.
I have to do what's right and reasonable. Okay?
Right. Well, as a police officer, you have to follow the law.
And I'm given orders through chain of command.
And you made that
is
clear.
what I'll
And that's why I want to, we would just like to speak. You made that clear. We don't want to waste any more of your time. We would just like to get
Not wasting
information.
my time. I'm here until 4 o'clock today. So
We would like to just get the information for your chain of command that it's giving you these unlawful orders.
I'll be happy to do that. I'm going to give you
Appreciate
this back
it.
right
Sure.
now. All right. Do you still want this?
No, thank you.
Would you like to fill this out today and
sir,
submit this?
And we're going to end the video here. The rest of the video is them getting the numbers for his commanding officers, them complaining that this was a violation of their Second Amendment rights, where they was shot as a convicted felon and lost the right to own a firearm. But yet, we see that this officer treated him and his friends with politeness, courteous, and was willing to go above and beyond to help him fill out that paperwork. Instead, they want to criticize the cops and make fun of them and, well, show their true colors as unsufferable pricks. So if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm. And if you can, please consider becoming a member. With all that being said, be well, be safe, and I will see you guys next time. And a special thank to all members of the news team. Without your guys' continuous, ongoing support, I couldn't keep the channel going, so I want to thank all of you personally from the bottom of my heart.